Does Chuan Park really live up to the hype that so many people are talking about? In this video, I'm going to give a brutally honest review of the location, site plan, pricing, as well as breaking down the pros and cons of this development. With 916 units, Chuan Park is a rare 99-year leasehold mega project that sits literally next to the Lorong Chuan MRT station. In terms of unit mix, it offers 2-bed, 2-bed plus study, and various types of 3-bedroom and 4-bedroom units, as well as 5-bedroom units. In total, around 44% are allocated to 2-bedroom and 2-bedroom plus study, while 47% are allocated to 3-bedroom. And the rest is only handful of 4-bedroom and 5-bedroom units. This signals that this development is both for renting out, but also for own stay. In terms of facilities, the developer is really making the most of the spacious land plot as they are putting in several different swimming pools. On top of the typical gym, garden, playground, function room, and also study room, this project will also have a full-size tennis court, which, believe it or not, is getting less common in new development because it takes up so much space. You might ask, who is the developer? The Kingsford Group was incorporated in 2011 and has other developments mainly in China but also some in Australia. Some examples of their development in Singapore are Normanton Park, Kingsford Hillview Peak, Kingsford Water Bay, and The Hill at One North. At least for Normanton Park, so far we haven't heard any major issues about the development, so I think it should be safe. I mean, this is Singapore after all, right? I don't think we should be worried about developers running away or something like that. Now let's discuss about the location. Location is definitely one of the key selling points of this project. The location is very good because it was an en bloc from an older development with the same name. Typically, we consider an MRT station to be close if it's less than 500 meters, but for Chuan Park, the MRT station is literally outside the premise even though it is not integrated with the condo. And it's not some random ulu-ulu MRT station, you know. It's Lorong Chuan MRT, which is literally sandwiched between Bishan and Serangoon MRT station. Another winning point is, for the Circle Line, the MRT is underground, so even though the project is next to an MRT station, you won't be bothered by the sound of trains passing by. If you look at the Google map, the location of the development is basically this one. What is being shown on the map is the old Chuan Park that has been en bloc and currently is being demolished. To the south side, you have older condos such as the Spring Bloom and also the Scala. And then to the southeast side, this is Nanyang Junior College. And as you can see, there's a soccer field here, which belongs to the Nanyang Junior College. And then to the northeast side, there are older HDBs, which is this one. And then to the northwest side, you have the Golden Hill Park Condominium. And then to the north, you have bunch of landed house. In terms of street noises, actually the bottom one here, Serangoon Avenue 3, is actually not that bad because it's just a small 2-lane street, so it's not so noisy. But the one on the top, which is this one, Lorong Chuan, and also this one, Lorong Chuan, connecting to the Ang Mo Kio Avenue 1, these two are actually like can be quite busy lah. So do expect that it can be quite noisy, although it wouldn't be as bad as an expressway, but these are like very big street nevertheless. In terms of amenities, the closest one is a new tech park, which is this one. Recently, it has been redeveloped, so there are several restaurants and shops there. But if you want a wider variety, then Junction 8 at Bishan or going to Next Mall at Serangoon would be your best bet. Both are only one MRT stop away. Alternatively, you can also walk to Next Mall lah. So it's right over here. So, but it's just a little bit far, but it's still doable. Maybe about 800 or 900 meters away. Now, in terms of hawker center, the nearest one would be this one under the Serangoon 304 HDB cluster, and you can also still walk here. Some articles mention that Chom Chom is nearby. Actually, that's not true. Chom Chom is way above here, Serangoon Garden Market. So Chom Chom is right here. So you can't really walk there. You would need to either drive or maybe take a bus or at least ride a bicycle or something, but definitely not within walking distance. For parents, you'll be happy to know that there are quite a lot of school options in the area. So for example, St. Gabriel's Primary School is just right over here. So it's definitely within the 1 kilometer radius. Here, you have the Yangcheng Primary School. And then you also have the Zhonghua Secondary School. And then of course, Nanyang Junior College is also just right over here. This ensures that the area will remain attractive for families if the parents want to send their kids to schools around the area. By the way, if we follow this Lorong Chuan road, actually the Australian International School is just right over here. It's just down the road. This means that you should have a lot of Australian families and also probably like school staff and teachers who would want to rent around the area. So that's good news if you are planning to buy to rent out the flat. Now let's talk about pricing. According to new launcher website, 2-bed starts at 1.58 million, while 2-bed plus study starts at 1.68 million. I think this is intentional, so most people will just grab the 2-bed plus study because the gap is not that much. The smallest type of 3-bedroom flat starts at 2.18 million and 4-bedroom starts at 3.18 million. If you want a 5-bedroom flat, the price starts at 3.78 million. To know whether these prices are reasonable or not, let's compare it with the nearby condos along with their status and transaction prices. If we just blindly average it out and disregard whether it's a 99, 999 or freehold, you will get these averages at the blue row. And you know what? It's actually at par with the starting price of Chuan Park. But if you want to be more specific and only calculate based on the average of the transaction prices of other 99-year leasehold condos, then the average goes down by roughly 15 to 17%, which is reflected in the pink row. But considering the project is estimated to start collecting keys in around 4 years' time, I think it makes sense for the price to increase by at least 15% in the next 4 years. In fact, that's even a conservative estimate considering the area. So, in summary, if we compare it with historical transactions in the area, actually the starting price for Chuan Park kind of makes sense to me. But of course, if you opted for a bigger flat, higher floors, etc., then the price will be even higher than the starting price. Now, let's talk about the site plan. This developer, I think, is quite smart and strategic. And why do I say that? At first glance, I appreciate that the developer tries to maximize the distance between blocks so you are not directly facing neighbors and instead a little bit to the diagonal side. On top of that, they also intentionally sprinkle the sites with different swimming pools. I guess that way there are more units that can be marketed as having pool view. That's an interesting strategy. Another proof that they are being strategic, well, basically the type of apartments that are high in demand are positioned to face outwards to the street. I think they do this because they know those units will be sold regardless of the facing. For example, there are 3 types of 3-bedroom, right? Classic, deluxe, and premium, with classic being the smallest type. For sure, many buyers are gunning for the 3-bedroom classic. So, they just let it face the street because the demand will be high nevertheless. Most of the units that are facing quieter inner facing are 2 bedrooms, larger 3 bedrooms, and also 4 bedrooms. Another strategy that they implement can be evident in Block 248. Why? Well, if you want to get an unblocked view, this is pretty much one of the few options that you can get because it is facing Nanyang Junior College soccer field. But damn, the tennis court is also there. So you can have an unblocked view, but at the same time, it will be noisy whether it's from people playing tennis or the kids playing soccer or practicing marching band. Interestingly, they put the stack for 5-bedroom on the north end, which is directly facing the junction between Lorong Chuan and Ang Mo Kio Avenue 1, which happens to be the busiest among other roads cradling this development. At first, I was like, wait, don't they care whether they can sell a 5-bedroom or not? But then I realized, well, 5-bedroom is the minority in this development anyway, and it will be only sought after by a particular segment of buyer. When I look at the facilities on the site, actually it's quite standard lah. I don't see anything out of the ordinary. For example, there's no like swimming pool for dogs lah, herb garden lah, or something like that. The facilities are pretty standard. I think the only notable thing is that this development still have a full-size tennis court, which is quite rare nowadays because it takes up so much space. Okay, let's do a quick recap. The main selling point of this project is definitely the location. The proximity to Lorong Chuan MRT station and having the train underground is a winning combo because you don't have to ever worry about train noises. Furthermore, it is sandwiched between Bishan and Serangoon MRT and not some ulu-ulu MRT station. I also like the fact that it is a mega development with over 900 units. This is good because if it gets a lot of transactions, distance, then it will also help as a benchmark and give you a better chance of getting a good price when you want to sell or rent out the flat. It will also help the potential buyer to get a loan from the bank. In terms of pricing, of course, we can't compare it with HDB lah. If we compare it with the historical transaction of nearby condos, actually, you know what? The starting price kind of makes sense. It's still quite reasonable. For parents, you'll be happy to know that there are quite a lot of school options in the area, even if it's not relevant to you, that will help when you want to sell or rent out the flat. Given the proximity to international school, MRT station, and amenities, I think you have a good chance in renting out your units here without much problem. On the other hand, what I don't like about this project is that it is only a 99-year leasehold project. Another thing to note is that quite a lot of units will face busy roads, so it can be quite noisy. All in all, in summary, I think this is a great project. If you are looking to buy a condo, I think this is a must buy, especially for the 3-bedroom and the 2-bed plus study. However, the 4-bedroom and 5-bedroom here are not as attractive as the ones at the Grand Dunman. Besides, if the quantum price is too high, you might have difficulties if you want to exit and sell the unit. So I think the 3-bedroom and 2-bed plus study are already the best option here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye bye!